If you've ever wanted to deliver powerful cohort-based courses in LearnDash, then this is the plugin for you. Cohort-based courses are a powerful format that every course creator should have in their toolkit. In cohort-based courses, learners learn together over a scheduled period of time. Typically, these courses will involve a mix of live events, such as group video calls or webinars, and self-study materials available on demand online. We found cohort-based courses work well when learners access learning content online, then come together as a group to discuss the material, share their findings, and deepen their understanding. This powerful format aids motivation, brings accountability, and helps students learn from each other. Often, this can be lacking in your typical online course. The Cohort Manager plugin supercharges LearnDash to create cohort-based courses from just one screen. In this video, we're going to walk you through the process of setting up a cohort-based course with the Cohort Manager plugin. Now, Cohort Manager leans on the existing LearnDash groups functionality. If you're not aware of this, then it's worth finding out more about how groups work from the LearnDash site. In short, groups are a way of organizing and managing what courses your learners can access as a group rather than individuals. We find it's a big time saver. So once you've downloaded and installed the plugin, you'll see the Cohort Manager link on the sidebar in your WordPress admin screen. Click on the Cohort Workflows link and you'll be taken to the main screen in the plugin. From here, you'll be able to create your first workflow and access any workflows you've already created. A workflow consists of a series of interactions that will happen in your course. An interaction could be unlocking a lesson or sending an email. When you create a workflow, you will associate with a course and a group, and then build your interactions. When that group enrolls on the course, these interactions will happen on the schedule you've created, but this will make more sense when we build a workflow. So let's try this now. So I'm going to click on Create Your First Workflow. Firstly, I'm going to give my workflow name. So I'm going to call it the January cohort. Now I'm going to choose which group I want this workflow to apply to. I've already set up a number of groups in LearnDash, so I'm going to select the January cohort. Now a group could have multiple courses associated with it, so you'll need to select the course you want to build the workflow for. I'm going to choose Healthy Eating for Healthy Life. Finally, you'll need to select the workflow format. We've created two options. The first option, Specific Dates, is where you want to set specific dates for each interaction to occur. This is great when your cohort-based course might not have a regular schedule. The second option is X days from course start. This is perfect for when interactions happen sequentially during your course. For example, when something happens every day or week in a regular rhythm. We'll look at both, but for now we'll select the first option, Specific Dates. So I've entered the settings and I'm going to create workflow. So now I've got my workflow and now I need to add some interactions to it. Interactions are the activities that happen in your course. So if I click on Add Your First Interaction, I have a number of options. In essence, I can unlock lessons or I can send emails to a variety of users. First, I'll unlock a lesson. Initially, I need to choose a date and time. It's important to note that the time is the server time of your WordPress site, not the local time for any learners. For ease, we've added the server time at the top of the Cohort Manager screen. So I'm going to choose the 11th of January 2022 and I'm going to make that midday. Then I need to choose the lesson I want to unlock at this time. This course has 4 lessons in it. I'm going to choose the first one, Ketogenic Diet for Weight Loss. If I click Update, then that will add the first interaction to my workflow. This means that this lesson will be locked until the 11th of January 2022 at 12 o'clock. Now, perhaps I'd like to send the learner an email to advise them that the lesson has been unlocked. With Cohort Manager, this is really easy. I click on Add Interaction and click Send an Email to Learner. So I might send that on the 11th. I'll send that at the same time as the lesson is released. Now, I can create a brand new email subject and email content, but there's a great time saver in Cohort Manager, which is email templates. So I can click on Use Template, and I've already set up a template for when a new lesson is unlocked. I'll select that, click Use this template, and it automatically populates the email subject and the email content. Click Update, and this will add the next interaction to our workflow. If I want to edit an interaction, for example, in this email, if I wanted to send it 5 minutes after midday and I wanted to change some of the copy, very easy to do. We just make the edits, click update, and that will edit the interaction. Now, it's very easy to set up additional interactions. So I can add my second lesson. Let's quickly do that. I'm going to add that a week later on the 18th, midday. And I'll select the second lesson, which is drinking fluids for healthy day. And again, I may just send an email to learners on the 18th. I'm going to use my template. And my workflow is already starting to build with a number of interactions. Now, if you wanted to have a group call to discuss the content of the first two lessons, then this is really easy to do. I've already set up a lesson for this in LearnDash, and this lesson includes full instructions for the learner on how to access the video call with a Zoom link, for example. I simply just need to add this lesson as another interaction to the workflow. I might unlock this at the same time as the second lesson, drinking fluids for healthy day, just so they have some time to view the details. So I'm going to add an interaction, unlock the lesson. I'll do that on the 18th, on midday, video call 1. So that's lessons being added. I can also have a second video call, perhaps a week later or so. And I'll add that. And again, that adds another interaction to my workflow. Now, perhaps what I might want to do is just send a reminder to the group leader who will be delivering the video call of the upcoming video call that they're having. I can do that by adding another interaction. So we can do stuff for learners, but we can also do stuff for group leaders and site administrators. So if I want to send an email to group leader, I simply schedule that in, send that at 4 o'clock on that day. So reminder. I can populate the email content, update, and add that to my workflow. So now we've created our workflow and this is in place. Please note that if you have a lesson in your course that isn't listed in the workflow, then this will be available to the learners by default. It will be unlocked. This can be really useful when you want to provide some introductory or welcome information for a course before the actual course starts. Now, to make my workflow active, I simply need to click this button at the top. At the moment, if it's red, it's inactive, and lessons will not be unlocked as I've scheduled them here in my workflow. Scheduled emails will also not be sent. If I turn that to active, then the schedule will run as we've built in our workflow. And then if I go back to my view a list of my cohort workflows, you'll see here that January cohort has been added to my workflows. Now, if I go back into my workflow, I can actually see a number of cool shortcuts I can use. These are really useful when you want to add time-specific or content-specific, cohort-specific content into your course. So the first one is a shortcut for the start date of the workflow. In this workflow format, specific dates, this is the date of the first interaction in the workflow. So it would be the 11th of January 2022. For added flexibility, there's also a shortcut to add a date into your course based on a custom date that you can set here. I can also use a shortcut to display content within the course specifically for this group here. I can copy the shortcut and insert it into the course page. Now, to show you how this workflow now looks to a learner, I'm going to log in as a learner who is on this specific group. We're using the popular Astra theme and LearnDash's focus mode in this demonstration, but this will work in any LearnDash compatible theme. So if now I've logged in as that learner, and I go to my Healthy Eating for Healthy Life course, I can see a few things. The first of all, what I did is I added those shortcodes into the course description. So that was the course start date, and I also entered some specific content here for the January cohort. So that will just display for those learners on the January group. You can also see that the 4 lessons in the course are locked, and these are locked as per the times that we've scheduled in the workflow. Now you might be asking yourself, can't I already do this in LearnDash? Well, there are ways of scheduling the unlocking of lessons, but this is not tied to groups. So if you have several groups of learners starting at different times, then out of the box, LearnDash won't be able to help you do this. There are other plugins that allow you to manage the scheduling of content by groups as well, but these require you to go into each lesson individually rather than manage it all from one screen. They also do not allow you to schedule emails as part of your workflow. So if I go back to the admin area, if you remember, there was 2 types of workflows that you can create. Now we're going to look at the second one, the X days from course start format. This one is perfect if your course runs to a regular schedule and you want to clone a workflow repeatedly without having to set specific dates for each interaction. So let's create an example. So I'll click New Workflow, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it the March cohort. And again, I've already set up the group in LearnDash Groups for March. The course, I'm going to choose the same course, Healthy Eating. I just want a different way of delivering it. And the format I'm going to choose is X days from course start date. When I choose this format, I have to insert a workflow start date. So given it is in March, I'm going to choose 1st of March. And the start date and time is there. So if I click create workflow, this is going to create a new workflow. Now you notice at the top, we've got a workflow start date. All interactions are now going to be based on this date. So again, I'll just add the first interaction. So I want this first lesson to be unlocked when the course starts. So I just choose 0 days, and I'm going to add ketogenic diet for weight loss. If I want to send an email to the learners like we did in the previous type, I can do that here. I'm going to use a template. Really fast. Allows you to build up a workflow full of interactions very quickly. Again, I'll do this maybe if I launch the second lesson a week afterwards. Maybe we'll have a video call 2 weeks after the start date. And then finally, I'll have the second video call 3 weeks after the start date. Now, the beauty of this comes when you want to clone this workflow. So if I wanted to clone the March cohort for example, for April, then all I would need to do is click on clone. I'm going to call this the April cohort. I'm going to assign this to the April group, clone workflow, and all I need to do is change that to the 1st of April, update, send it live, and now we have a workflow for January, March, and April. So there we have it. Cohort Manager is a really powerful tool for creating cohort-based courses with ease in LearnDash, and I look forward to hearing about the fabulous courses you create using this plugin. If you have any questions or need any support, we're here to help. Just check out our support page for more information and details on how you can get in touch. Thanks very much.